Alright guys, I'm cheating here a little bit. This is a challenge lock. Here's the key. It's by Pinnings. It's called Have a Good Day. Even has a nice smiley face on the key, smiley face on the lock. Now, I'm cheating because I just filmed a video of this lock where I opened it. Took me longer than it should have maybe, and then I found out what was in it, and I was like, oh, that's the trick. So now, knowing the trick, I want to see if I can open it quicker than I did before. So here we go. I'm using a Peterson hook number 1 and a Z bar from, I think, the Praxis kit. Okay, just went into a false set. Oh, I'm doing this clockwise. That's weird. All the other times I opened it before I did counterclockwise, so I guess that's fine. This will really show me if I figured the lock out, because I've had this lock for a while and I've ever only opened it counterclockwise. But if I can open it now, then I will have actually found out what the trick is. And if not, well, I'll just go back to opening it the way that I've been successful with. This lock gives you a lot of false sets. Is one giving me counter? Maybe, maybe not. Let's go check the others. Could be number 5. There we go. Alright. Now, don't let that fool you. This is not an easy lock, and I am not this fast with most challenge locks, that's for sure. But I just wanted to prove to myself if learning what was in this lock would help me open it quicker. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Now, I wasn't really narrating what was happening with that lock, but essentially I'd set 2 or 3, I'm not sure what it was, maybe 3, then 2, but I'd set those ones, then I'd go into a false set. I'd then have to set number 1, and 1 felt really weird. One reason that the first video that I shot was so long was because I kept trying to figure out what was happening with 1, and I kept trying to set it, even though I could have sworn I had already set it. And you'll see why in a second, why 1 was so weird. And come on. I'm using the pink pinning tray and follower from Bobby Keys. Wow, this is the right size, I swear. You know what? I'll shim it. So I'm using these in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There are a few of us in the community that made these trays for to just help raise awareness. There we go. Wow. I was happy to support such a great cause. Now, these key pins, they're almost so large that they don't want to come out. That time it worked fine, and there are no modifications here. But I noticed that with these, it felt weird, like the springs were really strong, because I was having to apply a fair amount of pressure to set them, and I couldn't figure out why. So like I mentioned, I've had this lock for a while. For the longest time, I didn't even feel like I was setting any pins, and I got like no feedback from it. And I feel like that's because these pins are so large that they're just so snug. Oh. All right, so one is a pin in pin. It's like a little nail with a serrated sleeve, and that's why one kept giving me such strange feedback. Number 5, and I'll show a close-up of these at the end, but number 5 is this very, very narrow waisted spool, which is probably why I was in such a deep false set for most of that. Alright, so really quickly, there are no modifications here. These pins are beautiful, and it will further prove the fact that I am not this lucky, but that I was able to, once I knew what was in the lock, it became easier. All of the key pins have beautiful serrations. Look at that work. That's really nice. Number 4 I love. Look at that guy. That is beautiful. Okay. Number 1 is a T-pin with that serrated sleeve, and that gave really weird feedback. That was what was throwing me off. Number 2 is a serrated spool with some grooves in the middle. They're not quite serrations, they just kind of make it look rippled. 3 is also a serrated spool. 4 is just a normal serrated pin, which I don't remember setting for, which is interesting. But and then 5 is beauty. Now, although the key pin number 5 is pretty short, he's not short enough that that serrated element will ever come into play. But that's okay. He looks awesome. Alright guys, this was an amazing lock. This was really fun. I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, and the only reason that I was able to open it that fast is because I had opened it several times, I had practiced, and I knew what was in the lock. So, Deal Pinnings, my friend, this was a really fun lock. Thank you for making this and sending it out. I'm glad I was able to have a shot at it. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. If you haven't checked him out, you definitely should. He's amazing. If you liked what you saw in this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, I would recommend subscribing. And if you have any questions or anything, leave them below. If you'd like to trade locks, send me an email. I'll include my email in the description line. And thank you for watching.